I hate to break the fishing news after Ramchuck, but I'd like to speak about the icing.
Congratulations, you're one of the 13 listeners of the Real Life Podcast.
We just traded a migraine in for like an orgasm.
Might want to mark that down.
Yep. All of my projects are on schedule until they're not.
A member of the Nation Network of Podcasts.
About as funny as we're going to get today.
Hey, whole crew's back together. It's been a couple weeks since it's been one of these. Welcome into the Real Life Podcast.
I'm not going to say a lot of good stuff has happened, but a lot of stuff has happened.
Stuff is, yes, definitely happening. Boy.
Things are afoot, as they say.
Oh, Sherlock, you do.
Mm-hmm.
What does that mean?
The odd must-win game in November.
Against the worst team.
Against the worst team.
Or we have the same amount of wins if we lose.
I'm legit scared to see what happens if we don't win.
They got their win, so
I'll tell you one thing.
That's important.
Gregor would have to grow his hair out.
Did you hear about this deal? Gregor won't get a haircut for 6 months. He's going to go...
If the Oil lose tonight.
He's going to go full Costanza.
He's going to do the Leahy.
If the Oil lose.
Yeah. But I can't.
He's too vain.
I can't.
He won't do it.
I think my prediction is if they lose, Gregor will come out and be like $10,000 to charity. What did you say when we were in the airport? And I said, if this happened, you're like, if this happens, I would eat cat food. Oh, if Jack Campbell got claimed. If Jack Campbell gets claimed, I will eat cat food again because I was that confident. And he did not get claimed, which is actually where we want to start today's show. It's brought to you by Alberta Blue Cross. There's only one thing better than sharing memories, and it's making new ones. Alberta Blue Cross Travel Insurance protects your memories and more wherever your travel takes you. Visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel for more information. Seattle this weekend. Giddy up. Giddy up. Provided the Oilers win tonight. Yeah. I will still have fun. Because Aqua.
And a football game.
And a football game. Will Jack Campbell be back on the Oilers roster by our next nation vacation to Phoenix?
I don't think we're going to see Jack Campbell again for a long time unless it's trade him. Can they trade him from the A?
Yep. Yeah. Frank says 65% chance he's traded in season. Which
60, that seems high to me.
There is a team dumb enough. Eh?
So, okay. If he does, though, the cost is going to be absurd to get rid of him.
Astronomical.
What do you mean?
The Oilers are going to have to pay so much to get rid of that contract. Like,
so couldn't we just say like, we'll retain 60% of the contract, and they just someone
Max
takes
50, but
50, but I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But then there's another 3 years after it. I don't know if the Oilers want to have $2.5 million hanging on their books for Jack Campbell.
We haven't been fiscally responsible up till now. Why start?
Yeah, I mean, we're still technically paying James Neal against the cap.
Wow, that comes off next year.
Didn't that Max Scherzer guy get $35 million from the Mets, and he didn't even play for them? What's a couple of $1 million to Jack Campbell?
Oh, I wish we had baseball laws because then we could have the luxury tax and it doesn't matter. Just keep spending. Yeah. Pay that tax. Wanya, you asked me an interesting question before we started recording. And I said, I'm refusing to answer you until there's a microphone in front of me.
Yeah, that's true. That's that we've come down to this now. Yeah. We can't have polite conversations anymore. All we can do is talk if there's a microphone.
Everything's got to be documented.
So let's set the stage.
No mic, no talk.
We're back in here's me. I'm pouring myself a Ryan Coke. Wanya looks at Tyler and says...
Is this the worst Oilers contract ever?
Yes.
Now it's the highest gaff in terms of dollar value, but just in terms of like the plan was X, the result was in fact Y.
It's probably because the term. It's the term because there's like Nikita Nikitin.
There's Lucic is up there.
Okay,
Mikko's up there.
But Mikko's up there. Mikko kind of did his job, and he was 2 years or whatever, right? So
wasn't it three?
Three. Okay, still.
No, it was 3.
Yeah. Here's the thing with. You whiff on Luch, and it's like, okay, he's a very expensive fourth liner. You whiff on Nikitin, it's like, okay, very expensive third pairing D-man. Whiffing on a goalie is, you can't hide them as we are currently seeing.
Yes, you can. You hide them in Bakersfield.
Well, like, I guess. With the Eye of Sauron on them. But like, at least with Luch, it was like, okay, we'll play him on the fourth line and like, whatever. With Campbell, it's like, oh, you need to play him if he's on your roster like every few games.
If you're Campbell and you were already down on yourself and then you went away in the offseason, lost a lot of weight, came back skinny.
Grew his hair,
gangster play. Finally got new equipment.
Became a dog owner.
Mm-hmm. Down on himself, where you can see when he talks. For him to be now in the A, making $5 million a year, in his head, he'll be like, everyone's looking at me. Everyone's judging me.
You go out to, everyone's kind of like, are you buying or what?
Every 2 weeks, you're getting your team's annual payroll every 2 weeks. And you're like,
at least he's got a tan, though. I got a tan.
And then he gets scored on in the game.
Little vitamin D.
I have a prediction for what I think will happen.
Oh, he's got that
major inland.
Shit.
They got them canals from Terminator. Remember when they were in them canals and cement canals? That's Bakersfield, isn't it?
Yeah, sure. Probably. I follow a minor league baseball guy on Twitter who once tweeted Bakersfield, California was the worst place he's ever been to on earth.
But see, in my mind, I'm like, no, it's in California.
I've heard this
inland
from
California
I've been
sucks.
to Baco.
Really?
Albeit for 24 hours. I wouldn't watch a Condors game. When? 2018, 2018, somewhere.
Scouting mission.
A range of years.
Schlepp was on the roster.
Oh, I would travel far distances to see Tony Schlepp.
Yeah. Who else?
He was the traveling Schleppachevs. He was the only one.
Yay! On the lineup.
You're the hero.
Yeah.
Little butt cheeks.
Oh, that's depressing. Little butt.
So it is the worst contract of all time, Chalmers?
I think because it's at such a big a big position.
Mark Fane.
I don't know anything about his contract. 5 years,
like
25 million.
mil.
Sounds like a lot. Especially to just
My Mark Fane memory that sticks out the most of his time in Edmonton was when he was the Black Aces in 2017 when the Oilers actually made the playoffs and he was not playing. The Oilers lost in overtime to the Anaheim Ducks and we're doing a watch party that night and I look over and there's fucking Mark Fane hitting the dance floor having a boogie right after the game was over.
Too soon, Mark Fane.
I couldn't handle it. Horkoff's brother was there too. It was overwhelming.
You know that aged really, really bad when that series, they had like 4 defensemen get hurt and Mark Fane still didn't play. That was an ugly contract.
When Sexy Reg went down, it was just a different game.
What's Skinner's headspace right now? Because he's kind of taking strays because Campbell's biblically terrible.
What's his contract? But Skinner's been bad too.
Yeah.
235, 275 or something.
He is 2.6 for 2 more years. Somewhere in this.
After this.
Yeah. This year and 2 more.
We signed a 3-year deal?
Signed a 3-year deal.
Oh,
it's a good deal.
Yeah, but that's reasonable. It's reasonable money.
I don't understand why people want Picard to play in that. Like, do you have shit for brains?
He's 930 something.
939 the AHL.
AHL.
Puck is the same size.
What?
Puck's the same size.
Hey, I was going to say, we're not playing the AHL tonight. We're playing the San Jose. We're kind of playing the AHL tonight. This might work.
His save percentage, career save percentage is 903, which is significantly better than where
we would take that in a heartbeat.
I'd take it.
What would the Oilers record be if we got 903 goaltending? Would it be like
they'd have 2-3 more wins for sure?
Yeah.
If you think Cam Picard's going to come in here and give you 900 save percentage in the NHL, you probably were involved in signing Jack Campbell.
I got a beachfront home in Bakersfield to sell you.
Right near the canal.
Oceanfront property in Arizona. I'd like you to have a look at. I don't know. I think we're a little bit thrown off as a fan base with our perception of goaltending right now. Oh no, really?
I'm pretty sometimes, you actually gotta trust and lean into the numbers. And our collective saves percentage being 880. That is like, you are right to be very upset.
I know, but I'm just saying, Wanye, I actually think average American League goaltending is better than what we've been getting. I believe Picard could come in and give you 5 starts better than the 5 starts.
Rodrigue, Olivier Rodrigue.
Yes.
He wasn't he 960? Is this save percentage crazy right now?
His save percentage was sky high.
Yeah, it's like insane.
Is it bad?
Give the kid a chance.
Is it bad that I kind of want them to lose tonight just to see?
Fuck off.
Just to see the chaos.
I'm so glad
Let it come.
Philly, because if they didn't lose against Philly, we were.
If we skate off the ice with 2 wins apiece on the season, though, and San Jose is being mentioned in the worst teams of all time,
and there's us,
and there's no reason, we don't even have an injury of note.
Yeah.
Then
the guys are going to be playing with so much pressure.
But just think of the Gregor Photoshop. Will you please think of the Gregor?
So if they lose tonight, he grows his hair.
Yeah.
968 is Olivier Rodrigue.
Yeah. So is that
2 games?
Yeah. I don't care. Is that good?
2 games though. Picard's at least got 4.
Okay.
He loses tonight, has to grow his hair, and I'm going on the show tomorrow. Things are turning up, Wanye.
I don't think it'll be grown out yet by tomorrow.
But I can give him the biz.
Now, let's be positive for a second. The Oilers have to absolutely throttle the Sharks.
I thought you were going to say the weather is great. So Gregor, I didn't think there was a positive. That SportLogic, the big hockey stats company.
Sure.
SportLogic keeps track of 26 different offensive and defensive stat categories. San Jose is dead last in like 22 of 26.
Is that bad?
They've only scored more than 2 goals in a game once this year, and it wasn't even the game they won.
Fast forward 24 hours, Sharks win 7-2. You're like,
if we don't put up 10, because this is the Mark Gray slump buster.
Oh yeah.
What's that
the
mean?
Thong, the golden sombrero, the thong, whatever you fucking need, you wear.
This is the slump buster. This is where every goddamn player in the roster gets a point.
Do you know what Mark Grace's slump buster was?
he wore a G-string to games, didn't he?
No. No. He got a little different. He went to the bar that night and he found the gnarliest thing he could find.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. Went home, did the business, and then
the gnarliest thing in the league is the San Jose Sharks, because if we don't win, then it becomes us.
Okay, can we take a step back, because we haven't been all together since we kind of had, like, in my opinion, on Monday, kind of a come to Jesus moment with the team, asking some hard questions. You know, I outlined what I needed to see off the team, and just Cliff Notes version was, now that there's all this fire around Woodcroft, you want to see what your team thinks of him by how they come out in the game. They came out amazing. It was a great first period. And I haven't seen a team go from
like 6 minutes.
It was a great 15 minutes. Still, when it was 1-1, they were still pushing the tempo at all. It was just bad goal. And then by 3-1, by the end of the first, you just saw them skating off like, what more do we have?
Third goal was so bad.
But the way they came out was exactly what I see. Like on fire. That was the best that they'd played all year. Great.
Best start for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
That game progressed into a team that fully unraveled.
Deflated.
I haven't seen any. I've seen that out of like immature kids, man.
The coach got kicked out.
We talked about this. We even said we questioned the leadership. We questioned whether or not these guys are good leaders. And we watched them unravel like a bunch of 15-year-olds getting 10-minute misconducts. Our stars out there. He looked out of place trying to play this physical, like, bully game. He's falling all over the place. The biggest concern to me was he goes in the corner with De Giuseppe. De Giuseppe gets his arm behind him and getting ready to slam. Not an Oiler to be found. Finally, McLeod comes in from the blue line, and you're just, and you could see McDavid's looking around like, what the? But that went to my point. Is this guy a leader? People want to be like, I know he's the best player in the world, but like, man, I'm not skating all the way over there to just like lay out somebody.
So the question you may be asking is, Connor McDavid so good that he's unrelatable?
That's a very good question. It's a great way to put it.
Captain of the Oilers.
Nah, your captain. So does he lack
spiritual captain?
Does he lack some of the characteristics that a leader needs to have? Best player on the ice? Check. Okay. Leading by example with his body language, I feel like he's always pretty cool out there. I follow that. But can you talk to him? Is he a rah-rah room guy? Does he seem kind of dismissive? Like, I don't know that he has that quality. And it showed in that game. Nobody took a leadership role. And when shit was going down, got the troops together and were like, last
Friday I went for pizza with him. And
yeah, how was that?
He was pretty talkative.
I bet.
I went to a restaurant and he was at the table beside me and we both had pizza.
Yeah.
And he was very talkative.
What restaurant?
Around his table.
What restaurant?
Should I shout it out?
Yeah, shout it out.
Go check out Arbor on Wade Ave.
Okay.
Where's that? In the old Famoso?
Old Famoso.
You were in there and Connor McDavid was in there.
I was in there and I was sitting up. I was sitting at the table that's along the windows on the Ave. And sure,
who was you with?
He was with Lauren, his agent or manager. He's a Wasserman guy, and probably some other Wasserman people.
Security detail.
Probably pitched him on a movie or something.
Interesting. Did you stare at him a lot?
So he was sitting across from me. So he's looking like he's facing directly at me. It was very uncomfortable.
That happened to me once with Todd Marchand at Japanese Village, and I stared at him so much he like spazzed. So the temptation to stare at Connor must have been enormous.
Because the person in front of me would like tilt over, and then all of a sudden he'd be there like, ah.
Remember when he walked by, said the NHL awards, and you were like, "Nope, not looking."
He didn't not only walk by, he came right to us to talk to Gregor, and then he's looking at me while he's talking to Gregor. And I didn't know what to do.
And you didn't say shit?
No, I looked. And I looked at him, and I just turned to him. I'm like, I can't look at him.
Good.
Considering you always kind of are wearing a hat these days and a hoodie, you're probably wearing one of that pizza. He probably looked at you and be like, "This guy is stalking me. What the hell is going on?"
Did you keep any of the food he didn't eat? Just to get a dental.
Did you offer to pick up the check for the whole table?
That'd have been Wasserman's paying.
Exactly. Yeah. They should have picked up my tab.
Yeah, for all that eye time.
Hey, see that guy behind me in the organization? Hey, could you get his tab, please?
Yeah, for
doubt it
on them when they try to flex on us. Wasserman
would be like, "That's the fucking Bouchard guy. He's trying to tank his value."
True. Maybe true.
Should have picked up their tab.
No.
You don't think you've heard their commission?
It's been our experience that players who do things like that,
9, didn't we, Wasserman?
Yeah, fair.
Players who do stuff like that, it generally destroys their career. I think we're over 2 of the last 2 people try to give us shit in that department, right?
I think so. I think we're doing okay. We know what to do.
So don't shit on us because it'll kill your juju.
Mm-hmm. We need good juju.
Good juju, not bad juju.
Skinner needs juju. I was saying he should shave his stash.
No,
I said that on the show, and you said no.
Oh my god!
Different style stash.
Here we go.
I said that.
Oh boy! If only it was on tape.
I said that.
Oh my god! You're
Leon.
The power of the internet. I said he should shave his stash.
When was this? Today?
I'm very excited to see who's right here. Because now I have a little
literally like 45 minutes ago. We had Carter Hutton on. We were praising him for growing his stash like Skinner. I'm like, Skinner should actually shave his stash. He's got to do something. Change his underwear.
Was Connor eating pizza by hand, like knife and fork, or hand?
Hand.
Did he roll it up?
And he wasn't drinking because he said to the waiter that
Liam, I'm not going to let them phrase the question in any way that could form your opinion. But today on the show, somebody said that as a change to the juju, a slump buster, so to speak, Skinner should shave his mustache. Was it Jay or was it Tyler?
Oh, I think it was Jay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Liam.
Yeah.
You can always trust.
Okay.
You can always trust an Englishman.
Thank you, Liam.
There you go.
You can always trust
You are
an
dismissed.
Englishman. He's from Britain. Nah. He can't get mad at me, but he wants to.
Hey, that guy speaks the queen.
He speaks the truth.
I'm going to find the real answer to this soon.
Well, preferably not in the middle of this.
Yeah,
but
I won't. Sorry.
anyways, I just I'm very excited for tonight. 8:30 start. That's a lot of time for the jitters to creep in.
That's a late night.
What do you even do for that many hours?
I don't know. It's like having a men's league hockey game at 10:30 and you're like, your kids and all, everybody's got to bed at 8 and you're basically got 2.5 hours until you even got to leave.
Yeah.
That sucks.
That's the worst. That is the worst. But back to the leadership thing. Like, even if it's not Connor, do you not think there's enough guys in that room? Ekholm, Nurse is in year 9 or 10. Draisaitl is probably a bit more of a rah-rah guy. Hyman's been around. Like, there's enough leadership in that room that they should be able to.
They need a smudge. So there's some kind of dark cloud surrounding them right now. They are not playing. They're not playing like the Oilers of last year, even though it's virtually the same roster.
Is Connor hurt?
Connor and Leon aren't the same right now. No one's the same right now, except for Sam Gagner.
Jack Campbell's the same. That's what sent him to Baco.
Oh, he's actually worse. And Skinner said, and funny thing is, Skinner's save percentage is worse than Campbell's.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Frank said today.
But he's better value.
Yeah, he said he said Skinner's lucky Campbell's contract is so bad because Campbell's the one that goes down on waivers, not Stu, because it's a toss up as to who probably deserves it. But
a guy who's that young that was in the All-Star game that year has a lot more upside than Jack Campbell, who was never.
Agreed.
I feel like the possibility to have the Sharks win and then all of a sudden we're all like, okay, it's fixed. And then we go into Seattle and we get our asses kicked. We're not fixed if we win tonight. If we
can win two, because we're so fragile, we can call it a streak.
We got to start putting one foot in front of the other and taking 2 steps forward and maybe only a half step back instead of going 1 step forward, 2 back, half a step forward, 3 back. Yeah. We need to start building blocks. It's like Lego.
This is as low as I think we can go in terms of our record.
Bet.
I've only seen this once before. And it was the beginning of the movie Mighty Ducks. Remember that goalie, the big fat kid?
Goldberg.
He couldn't skate. They brought him out on ice. He was falling down.
Sure
He
was.
had to pull it together. And by the end of the movie, he was an all-star.
Gut check time.
Skinner is the beginning Goldberg.
Look in the mirror.
Think about it.
I'm thinking about it.
He needs
So
to tighten
you're
it
saying
up.
Skinner could eventually, if things go well,
If he
end up
listens
on
to
that
Coach Emilio Estevez, yes, and make something of himself. And
Yeah, but
gets,
see, this team needs more of like an Icelandic coach. Somebody who's going to be a little more of an ass kicker. Not a nice
take him to the
guy.
equipment
that's
store
the
and
thing.
get them all new equipment.
They actually might need a hard ass.
They need a hard ass.
A Sutter?
No, maybe. No.
It doesn't have to be him. There's other hard asses out there.
Who?
Don't know. Got to be a couple.
Vince
Babcock,
McMahon?
Big Babcock guy?
Yeah.
Gerard Gallant.
Joel Quenneville?
He's not what we need.
Why not?
Because he is. You now kind of like when he got canned in Florida, it's like you didn't know enough. And then he goes to Vegas and they had some success, but they still let him go. And it's because like I don't think he plays like I don't think his structure is sound in terms of what he coaches. I think he provides, and I don't think he's a hard ass enough. And what is Vegas? They got a hard ass structure coach, and all of a sudden now they're an absolute fucking rocket ship.
Chalmers is motioning for me to pass him the bottle of Crown Royal.
He's technically working.
Yes. The Crown Royal. The Crown Royal that now pays me to drink it. Hello.
The best kind of Crown Royal.
No longer do I have to pay for said Crown Royal.
Sponsored athlete.
Sponsored athlete.
I did the generous thing by passing it over to Chalmers. Endless ways.
You are my generous guy today.
There you go. Crown for everyone. Crown Royal, crown everything. Chalmers is going to have a crown and cola.
Why not?
Works his way through this.
It is Thursday. Listen,
Thursday?
Thursday is like the new Friday. We've all talked about this. But you know what the new weekend is for kids?
Wednesday.
Every other school day.
Yeah.
Why?
Dude,
Do kids
They have
get a lot of
like 9
PD
PD days this
my
week?
kids are off for fall break. 2 months into school, they get a fall break. Oh yeah, they are just so worn out after 2 full months of school where they had numerous PD days in it. This weekend, they get Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, obviously, Monday, Tuesday off. Okay.
Wow.
I get it. Fall break, fine. Call it what you want. It's a Remembrance Day long weekend. You're adding a couple days on one side and a day on the other side. But this has to be the worst environment, weather system situation we have for a fall break you can have.
Can't go skiing.
Can't go skiing. Can't go to the lake.
No DR.
Can't go to the outdoor rink.
Yeah.
What can you do?
Drink rye.
Walk through the ravine. Play in the leaves.
Give your kids back the bear spray. That'll keep them entertained.
The coyotes. Oh God, yeah. Oh my God. No more. No, we took that off the chain. But seriously, like, come on, man. Parents got to work.
Is what it's. No, I don't know. Parents.
Jasper opens, I think, on the
Buddy, I was just in Hinton last week. Trust me, there ain't no snow over there.
But Hinton and Jasper are 2 different places. I don't know if you know that.
Gotta go.
They are?
They are.
They're like 45 minutes apart. I mean, I can correlate that their weather systems are closely related.
But one's at higher elevation, and also Marmot is even at higher elevation.
Yeah.
You know what's more beautiful than Hinton?
Yeah.
Bakersfield. They got all those canals.
I went bowling in Bakersfield.
Flex.
And the reason why, yes, and this is where the flex comes.
Did you have a low save percentage too?
I hit a 7-10 split.
5 pin or 10 pin?
In Baco in the minors?
I hit a 7-10 split.
Damn.
5 pin or 10
my
pin?
money for money. 10 pin. But it's not a 7-10.
It was for
split.
money.
Well, I don't know that. I love it.
Bakersfield Bowlerama.
Well, it was just we had to make up our own fun. What do you do in Baco? Oh, you go to the bowling alley.
I love it how you rolled your eyes and condescendingly told me that there's no 7-10 split in 10 pin bowling. Like, I would know
In
that
5-pin bowling.
in 5 pin bowling. Like, I'm not.
There's 7.
I don't know nothing about no
constitute.
I went 5 pin
7 and 10.
I went 5 pin. Yeah, didn't know that they had a number.
You know what you do in Baco, your M-Chuck? Work on your edging and conditioning. Get the hell back in the NHL. That's what you do in Baco.
I went to the
Train hard.
Rabobank Arena. I don't know if it's still called that. Yeah.
What a depressing, depressing time we're in right now.
It was a matinee game. It was like, and it was like they let all the kids from school in, and so all the kids, it was like full of like junior high kids, like probably 3,000 junior high kids in the building. And this is when Whip and Nene was. And every time that song came on, and they played it a lot because they know we got all the kids up out of their seats. Holy shit! You saw some whipping and some Nene.
Got you. Tyler know how to whip.
Yeah,
you could be an 8th grader in Bakersfield.
What I would have been in junior high at that time, so it lines up. No, I wouldn't have. I graduated high school in 2015.
What the Nene is, if that's the whip.
Doesn't the Nene go back? Like you whip,
and then you put your hand up in Nene.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Whip.
If you can whip a cat Nene, are you even in Bakersfield?
Patrick, don't clip any.
That's where you go to learn the Nene.
That's right. You go there because you can't Nene.
Yeah, you're only a whipper. You go to Baco to learn the.
2 months in Baco, you'll learn the Nene. Damn it.
If you would have sat us down, if there would have been like some sort of fortune teller who did our show at the beginning of the year and was like, I see into the future and this will be the result of the Oilers games, we would have laughed at them.
We would have said, what injury? Who got hurt?
Yeah.
I would have laughed initially, but then all the trauma that I carry from being an Oilers fan would have activated and been like, oh yeah, no, I can see it.
Did you like when our friend Mike texted you, me, and Wanye and asked when you're going to start making the new Decade of Darkness
sweaters?
Century of Darkness sweaters.
The Millennium of Darkness.
Oh.
Like it feels like that. Like I haven't been so crusty about this team for a while. I guess not that long. After 2017, not making the playoff 2 years in a row, that was pretty pissy.
I've been Googling pictures of Bakersfield, California for the header image of the article that'll go up for this podcast.
Any gooders?
What a grim looking city.
Oh no. Like what? The cement factory?
It looks like Winnipeg.
The cement museum?
Just with mountain range behind it. Small gray buildings.
Yes. Yes, I remember that.
They're all sun-baked.
All small grayish buildings.
Whatever you paint in the desert, it'll turn gray eventually.
That's what I've heard.
Really?
That's why they make those Adobe colored houses. It just saves the time.
Interesting. Yeah, Bakersfield doesn't seem like a great spot, but Jack Campbell's got to get used to it. My official Jack Campbell prediction, I'd like it on the record. He goes down there and
we never see him again.
No, he's dynamite. He is going to be like
Tyler.
Of course, there's no pressure.
Oh yeah, and then he will come back up
and suck.
The great equalizer, pressure.
It's just like it's.
But how come there is no pressure? Because everyone's going to look at him and be like, "Oh my god, there's the $5 million goal."
There's nobody in the stands.
I know, but it's the play. It's his peers.
It's just like how he comes in and he's lights out in the preseason. No pressure.
Season starts. Okay, Jack, you got it. You got to prove it. You got to prove it.
Maybe it's, but you know what, man? I'm just happy to make $5 million a year in the AHL for the rest of my career.
You know what? I'd be cool if he.
Sheldon Surrey did.
Yeah, that worked out great.
Jack goes down and he goes, "Holy shit, Bakersfield's awesome."
I get the same amount of money.
The architecture is amazing.
I can whip a Nene whenever I want.
Beige brown buildings really speak to me.
They didn't whip a Nene once in Edmonton.
Does the Condors season start at the same time as the Oilers?
Yeah, pretty much.
How are they doing?
I actually think they're doing pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty solid, I think.
Now he's the starter. They're like, oh.
And they tank.
Could you imagine?
Oh God, don't even say that.
Oh, we're saying it.
What's our keys to the game tonight?
Throttle the Sharks.
Win every period because I bet on them to do it at plus 500.
Isn't that,
So-
that was my bet of the game on the
Okay.
pregame show.
Win every
All
period.
right, I'm going to walk you through what's going to happen.
That's my betting question for the day. Is this one of those games where it's like you throw everything at it and the kitchen sink?
Yeah, I'll shame reload tomorrow if I have to.
Yes. I'm going to tell you my bet, Chalmers. This
Okay.
is what I'm manifesting, okay?
Sure.
It's a 4-leg parlay. Oilers to win minus 4.5 goals.
Okay.
So Oilers got to win by 5 for those who don't know what the betting
Total score to
Good
be
start.
over 7.5 goals.
Well, it better be.
That one I bought.
Leon Draisaitl will score a goal because this is Slump Buster. And Connor McDavid will score a goal because this is a Slump Buster. $20 turns into $488.
488.
I can't wait for the Oilers to win 7-0 and Jay loses that because of one goal.
Just that one thing. But that's what you need. That's what needs to happen. If that doesn't happen tonight,
Do you know
Then something's wrong.
what I need to see?
that needs to happen.
I need to see a power play where we actually work it around the perimeter and where we get a shot on that right side to Draisaitl where it actually hits the net.
Okay.
Because he has been Dog shit at that. So
Everyone's
far.
been dog
Weird
shit.
too. It's weird.
So
That is like, dude, that is like one of those things that even like he was just automatic.
It's like Elvis Stoico forgetting how to spin.
Exactly. Skate.
quadruple axles are tough.
They are tough.
Okay. This is what I want.
Sure.
I want him to come out. I want him to outshoot the team 20-2. But when that team takes their first shot of the 2, we get a save.
Greedy.
Okay. That's what I want.
The odds on that are plus 450.
Or should we make one goddamn mistake? And we make plenty, but at least one save against one of those mistakes. Because if we make a mistake, it goes in.
What about a defenseman who pinches and gets caught?
How about we
back checking? Would you like to see that?
Well, if you decide to pinch as a defenseman, ask yourself before you do it, am I even a good skater? If the answer is no, don't pinch.
And if you're
If the answer is yes, then sure, pinch.
So Darnell Nurse is allowed to pitch.
Darnell Nurse is the only one allowed to pinch. Like, I know who you're referring to, and
Of course you do.
Everyone knows who we're referring to.
I'd
but
like a game to go by, if we're being greedy, where Evan Bouchard does not have the best seat in the arena for a goal against. Where he's just staring at guys skate in on his goalie and he goes, what are you gonna do?
Well, he'll get him next time.
How
did that not hurt his analytics? I have to be shit right now, but
who's having a worse time in Alberta right now? The Edmonton Oilers,
Jonathan Huberdeau.
or Jonathan Huberdeau? That's exactly what I was going to say.
Well, there was that thing that came out on Twitter that was hilarious. I was watching barn burner clips on TikTok where Johnny Gaudreau's uncle was chiming in on Twitter about
saying he wants to go home.
A Huberdeau for Gaudreau swap. And then Johnny Gaudreau's uncle was like, he'd be in.
Who, Johnny?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
That makes no sense.
None of it makes sense.
Johnny Gaudreau's uncle just
Nothing makes any sense. Alberta, why can you be so good one year and so incredibly bad the next?
Paper Tiger.
Jay, who was it the one time we met when the Crush Can was closing in Moose Jaw? Was it Smitty's uncle?
Father-in-law.
Father-in-law. Okay. So Ryan Smith is in LA. We're so sad. We make Oilers Nation. We're at the closing of the arena in Moose Jaw. We're in the bowels of the arena with the last men's league team to play. I meet this guy. I had 1,000 beers at this point. He's like, I know for a fact Ryan Smith would come home to Edmonton. I was like, oh my God, nobody in the whole world. Jay, get over here. Jay comes over. What? Say what you said to him. We were like the first people, I swear to God, on earth to know that Smitty could come home. Stranger things have happened than Johnny Gaudreau going back to Calgary.
Hey, Sam Gagner's back for a third time, scoring at a point per game clip.
He can keep it up. Keep it up.
Like he's got like it's like he's got something to prove. Like
He's got that dog in him.
he does have that, and not a lot of people on the team have that dog right now. You take those X-rays, they ain't no dog.
Don't.
He had to work so hard to get here.
That video we posted on Insta was so cool.
I thought he got 2 fake hips. Like I thought they were both replaced. And then I went on.
You to come back from a hip replacement.
Isn't that what Pugliarvi's doing?
No, they're doing his.
There's some sort of surgery.
The bone shaving or whatever is the new kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
you can't come back.
I went on Gregor's show and said that Sam Gagner had 2 hip replacement surgeries, and he was quick to point out to me that I was wrong.
That's okay.
Only wrong if you don't believe yourself.
Only wrong if
George
you're
Costanza.
Yeah, if you need actual facts.
Jason Gregor?
Jason Gregor, George Costanza, same person. That is so funny.
There's no way he's growing his hair out for 6 months. He will pay whatever it takes. It could be low 5 figures to not have to grow his hair out.
To the Jason Gregor.
But here's the thing.
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
And he'll give himself a big check.
If he did, like, if he was like, okay, you know what, Twitter poll, I don't have to do this, but I donate $10,000 to whatever charity Twitter wants.
We'll dominate the poll.
I need
to see it.
I still think people on Twitter would be like, sorry, charity, this is better.
No, how about free play for kids?
Like a whiskey skullet.
Oh, it'd be so funny.
Oh,
I don't want the Oilers to lose, so he has to do it. We have to think of some other bet down the road. Now we know that's the bet that's in the bag. We will find something.
I can just see Mike Greer, if they were to win, being like, "Oh, I'm happy." And they show him with the bloody press box, beats his former team.
If here's the thing. Here's the way to get it. Gregor's a big charity guy. We should say Gregor, like, because he raised like $16,000, $20,000, $30,000 every Christmas. Like, if we come up with something and raise $100,000.
You have to grow your hair long?
Have to do the cul-de-sac. Like
what if his wife leaves him? He has a family.
That's true.
Frank had a line on the DFO rundown that I edited out half of it. But I can say it here. Because Frank was like, Gregor, you're going to go to Hawaii with your wife and kids, and everyone on the beach is going to look at you and say, that guy's either got $14 million or a 14-inch hog.
And Gregor will be like, both.
Why doesn't he, if the Sharks lose or if the Sharks win tonight, he just has to do cold December, like a cul-de-sac.
It'll just get
you want the long growth. Like that's
I want the Costanza.
He won't do it. There's no way. He's looked exactly the same except for earrings.
And he's older gentleman now. Maybe
the ally of
Larry
Frady.
David. The white flow.
Yeah, like the Christopher Lloyd.
It'll look good.
The Rick Rubin.
Oh, a ponytail? Come on. Yeah.
So
yeah,
like it's we have to, now that he's put that on the table, we have to find a way. It can't come off while Oilers lost to San Jose for him to do it.
Yeah, that would be good.
Well,
and that should be the challenger tomorrow. Some kind of charity thing. Like if we can raise $100,000 for something, like for his month of giving or whatever.
$100,000 is a lot of money.
I know, but it's I don't know if we can. The byproduct is money's getting raised for charity. That's the great part.
Then they'll come to us eventually,
You
Jay,
sound
and
like
be
you're
like,
confident the Oilers are going to lose.
No, I want
This all goes away if they win.
Is today
All of
a
it.
decent night?
He'll never offer that bet again.
To grow Coldy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's throwing it down. Now that we know he's willing to throw it down, we have to come back with something equally audacious for us to try to unlock it.
To be fair, I made my cat food bet, and even if it even if it hadn't hit, I would have never made it again. The scare was enough. And if the Oilers are like down 1 in the third, the scare will be enough that Gregor will never do this again.
It's true.
And you can't but that cat food thing. I ate cat food on the internet.
He did.
Yeah, but it's like Gregor's bet and him only growing the skullet out for a week.
have you felt any like repercussions? Are you more catty?
It's just,
Yeah, would you not agree?
I find him licking himself more than usual.
Do you like to play with
Coughs up
yarn?
hairballs.
it's just confirmation bias. Who's never noticed it before. I lick myself.
Oh,
Nope, just kidding. Edit out. Timestamp 3650. All right, we're going to step aside for a quick ad break. Moving along on the Real Life Podcast, delivered by DoorDash. Dash that for the win. Ding dong. For a limited time, our Canadian listeners can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter the code NATION25, all caps. On Nation, that's 25% off up to a $10 value and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and enter code NATION25.
Ding dong.
You need food, they deliver it. Let's say you're throwing a big holiday party and you thought of everything. You got the food cooking, you got the gifts bought, and then you sit there and you go, I smell terrible and I'm out of deodorant. You can DoorDash deodorant.
Ding dong.
Really?
If you're DoorDashing deodorant, you're willing to spend that kind of money on a single stick of deodorant?
You really stink.
I've DoorDashed Advil before.
Really?
My family
I got
DoorDashed.
brownie points for it.
My family's been mostly sick this week. I have been trying to stay out of that house as much as possible. They DoorDashed blizzards the other night
I DoorDashed
because they
Slurpees
just
last
needed some comfort.
Yeah.
Then they all laid in bed. I came home from a long day at work. Then I went to my son's practice, who did not come because I coached the damn team. And I walk into 3 people sitting on in the bed eating blizzards,
I'm jealous.
asking, "Hey, how did practice go?" I was like, "How's blizzards in our bed going?"
They
I
all
was
got their
very
own
jealous.
blanket or what?
What's that?
Everybody got their own blanket too?
Everybody got their own blanket. Oh, you come over. They bring their own blankets. They got big snuggies. It's a huge hit, by the way. Big 2 blankets.
I saw some chatter. There were people, some were agreeing, some were saying
Duvet?
good idea.
Ron Duvet chimed in.
Ron Duvet from
Duvet sales are up.
Yeah.
yeah,
100%.
Oh, record
You
year.
should have 3
Record
duvets
year.
between 2 people, said the duvet industry.
They're killing it right now.
Ron Duvet is getting very rich.
Betting Weekly had it as the #1 take this week.
Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Exclusive sit down.
Yeah.
The man who saved the duvet industry.
I did it again. Again.
Do you have a Keep It 100?
Yeah,
this week?
Chalmers, it is Thursday.
It's brought to you by Greta. Food, drinks, games, fun. That's why we go to Greta. What's your Keep It 100?
Seeing as it has a sponsor.
Buckle up.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
He's written something. I can see it over his shoulder.
Yeah. It looks long.
It is. It's not short.
I like consistency.
Music has always been a huge part of my life. My father played lead guitar in a band starting in high school. He even performed with Eric Clapton and the Cream when they came to town. He still jams with his buddies in the garage now and then. His brother, my uncle Kenny Chalmers, was also a drummer at a very high level. He still teaches music to this day. I've grown up around music and always loved all genres. Any playlist of mine could jump from Tupac to George Jones, from the Grapes of Wrath to Peter Gabriel. And sometimes I put on a little Casey Musgraves or Enigma when I just really need to chill out, JR.
Yeah. Enigma will chill you right out.
Lately, I've noticed something. When I need to put on a playlist for a party, a fire, or sitting around a fire, or playing a round of golf. Don't point at me. Am I supposed to move that?
No,
Don't point at me.
I am. I can't put this anywhere and then actually read. Okay, listen. I've noticed something lately. When I go to put on a playlist when I need one, at a party, sitting around a fire, or playing around a golf, I always revert back to 80s music because it's tried and true. It's always good. I get to sit there and listen to Don't You Forget About Me. Or JR, your favorite song.
I have trauma from that song because that's the goal song for the Vancouver Canucks.
I hear the secrets that you keep when you're talking in your sleep, like JR likes to do.
True.
I've tried new hip hop and I don't like it. Mumble rap is not for me. There is no new rock that sounds like Creed or Nickelback, who are like Hansel. So hot right now. That Hansel, he's so hot right now.
That's a good speech.
It might be because I'm getting older. Maybe I'm becoming the get off my lawn guy. Everybody thinks that the thing they grew up with is the best. Back in my day, they say, that's probably why I never fully embraced the Beatles or Led Zeppelin until way later in my life. Last night, while watching the 57th Annual Country Music Awards, I realized something. I am keeping it 100 when I tell you that no genre of music remains and stands a test of time better and actually is getting better than country music. While other genres remain stale, country music is surging forward with Chris Stapleton, Morgan Wallen, Kelsey Ballerini, Luke Combs. The way they do it is the worst kept secret in music. Play instruments well, tell a story, and sing. I forgot the point I had while writing this and the ending that would want to make you get into your music app and download In John Deere Grain by Joe Diffie. So I decided to pivot.
What?
Pivot! R.I.P. Matthew Perry. And go back to my original idea for keeping 100 and say that Mini Coffee Crisp and Mini Kit Kat are the GOAT Halloween candy of all time.
Mini Kit Kat, yes. I will argue coffee.
The best.
That was a hell of a rant.
While stealing 8 to 10 pieces of my boy's Halloween candy and eating them, I realized the point I had. For me, country music has always been the one music that I can play in any setting. In golfing, campfires, parties. It's the one genre of music that has always pulled emotions, good or bad, out of me. I still can't listen to The Cowboy Rides Away or The Best Day of My Life by George Strait without thinking of my Uncle Mel or my parents and getting choked up a bit. For that reason, in my opinion, and in keeping it 100, country music will and always has been the greatest genre of music ever.
Norwegian dubstep would like a word.
Yeah, I'm into Norwegian death metal.
Yeah.
That was way longer than I was expecting.
That was a good
and I started
speech.
getting hot.
And then
I started getting
candy, then went right back to music. So
yeah, but that was the point. So like,
a complete pivot.
because I did really lose my train of thought because I like to ramble on.
But you documented that in the speech.
Yeah,
that's good. Yeah.
And so I was
felt
sitting
like
there.
I was in your head.
No.
I was sitting there watching those country music awards last night, and it was just mostly like a concert. And I found myself feeling like emotions from music, just like loving the new country, loving the old country, bringing my family down, absorbing it together. And like, this is it. I haven't had music like that makes me feel that way. And I've kind of not listened to new country just because I don't really give it a chance. But last night, there is some amazing new country acts out there.
You in on Jelly Roll?
Jelly Roll is, he's, you know what? I'm 50-50 on him right now. I really like that song. What is it? Something about it. I need a prayer or something, or
I don't listen.
I need a favor.
Okay.
He's fine, but he's just kind of like, I don't know. He kind of just is a little gross.
Okay. I love Luke Combs.
I love Luke Combs.
He's good.
Here's the other thing. So Luke Combs traveled all year, and opening for him was Lainey Wilson, right? He has these big stadium shows and she's opening for him. Well, last night she wins Album of the Year, Female Artist of the Year, and Entertainer of the Year. She basically cleans up on the 3 biggest awards, right? And I haven't seen anything like that since like Taylor Swift was opening for Brad Paisley. And then that same calendar year, she went to the Country Music Awards and won everything. And it skyrocketed her like to the top. And so like Lainey Wilson, sky's the limit right now for her. Little too country for me. She speaks with a really, really country twang. And I can't tell if it's true or not.
Predictions on who Lainey Wilson dates.
Lainey Wilson?
Dallas Goddard.
Ooh.
He was in the tight end.
She has a boyfriend. He was there last night.
Well,
he has a big old country hat on too.
All right. I wanted to share something Captain Felton tweeted at us. First off, we saw him in Vancouver. Beauty. Always great.
That was the worst part about that game on Monday, was actually being at the game on Monday.
Yeah, that was
tough.
I love that you guys just ran into him too. And or did you guys meet up?
With Captain Felton? Yeah, we met up with him. But I want to talk about when we were in Vancouver, our Uber driver leaving the hotel on bright and early in the morning. We got to go to the airport. Jay and I wake up. Our plan the day before was to take the train.
Yeah.
We woke up the next morning. I got up on time, showered, got out of the shower. I'm finally awake. And Jay goes, we're not taking the train. We're saving time and Ubering. I'm like, sweet.
It was like $10.
Would have been nice to know that before I woke up. But anyways, we get in the Uber. It's a one-way street. 3 lanes of one-way traffic in front of our hotel. Our Uber driver pulls up, stops. We start walking towards him. He then drove up a little bit and then just reversed while traffic's going around him and came back.
Yeah. And then parked midway in between 2 lanes.
Yeah.
Like off the curb and in between that lane and the next lane.
Still not the best part.
Still. Oh yeah. And so then he pops the trunk and we load it up.
Throw our stuff in there. I have a suitcase with lots of expensive recording equipment. And Jay kind of goes like, are you going to close the trunk or... and like he said something back to you.
Yeah, he kept saying, I'll close the trunk.
Yeah.
And so I kept confirming it with him.
Yeah. So we go sit in and the trunk is still open. And then throws it into drive. And it's like, what? Hey. And then he just goes.
And the trunk closes.
No.
Momentum should close that trunk.
It was an automatic. It was a Jeep and an automatic.
Oh.
So my suitcase goes flying out of the back
actually
and rolls into traffic.
Oh no.
So then I had to get out while there's like cars going by.
Honking.
And like cars honking. I got to go run out and like throw my suitcase back in. And then I just closed it by myself. And then we start driving away and all the lights are on in the vehicle. And he goes, you didn't close your door.
Yeah. So then he's in a turning lane to turn right, and he just like stops and starts reversing in it, and everyone's honking. And I'm like, oh my god.
The light's green. Yeah. He's reversing because he's trying to get further back from the light so he can stop. And then he goes, your doors aren't closed. So Jay and I both do it, and the lights stay on. And then he hits the light off button.
Yeah, he turned them on. Why?
Oh, I thought we were going to die. Then we get to the airport and this guy goes like,
yeah, international or domestic? Oh, domestic. Okay, perfect. Dropped us off at international.
Like on the furthest point of international. Like we don't
still tipped him, didn't you?
You know what? I haven't opened up the Uber app since to do that.
Do it right now and don't tip him a thing.
I'm not afraid if I don't like an Uber driver and the way they drive, I won't tip an Uber driver. I'll just stay away from that. But anyways.
Yeah, I can give him the option.
Well,
thumbs down that ass. Well, not literally.
Tuesday to WestJet. He did not drive us to WestJet.
No, that's a lie.
He drove us to, I don't know, Air France.
I know it can really mess with him if you give him a bad rating, but like that was insane.
I'll give
my
him 5 stars.
Flew out of the car.
You got 5 stars.
Why'd you give him 5 stars? Your own chick's running in traffic. 5 stars. 5 stars.
Because he's so worried that he's not going to get a 5-star review back. Guaranteed.
By now he would have.
That went through your head.
No, I don't give a shit about my rating.
What do you need to have happen to you to give a 4-star rating if not that?
Like if it was my bag that fell out.
If I would have gotten hit by a car, Jay would have been like, ooh.
No, he'd given you a bad rating and the Uber driver still gave 5 stars.
Remember when we used to go through our Ubers to see who had the best rating?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go. This is also
it's easier to find now, right?
This is 4.78.
This is a fun drinking game to play, by the way. If you're pre-drinking for something, it's like lowest Uber score drink.
I'm 4.84, but I always like to question when I've been bad. Probably when I fell asleep in the
4.84,
4.78.
I'm waiting for Wanya.
I'm just letting my shit load. I opened up
4.86. I'm the new clubhouse.
I opened up Uber Eats and it gave me a 10.
Oh, VM putting us to shame.
Is that a 5? Is that a straight 5?
4.92.
Oh, really? 4.92. Do you want to read that out to the crowd?
That would be a perfect 5. He's probably been on one ride.
Not true
and
at all.
Got 5.
Not true. I got 5.
Yeah.
Your M check? 5.
Perfect 5?
5 stars.
How often do you Uber?
Well, not a ton, but enough that I have a 5-star rating.
I already know why mine gets knocked down because sometimes I've battled with Uber drivers when I'm hammered because I want to eat chicken in the car. They don't like that.
A couple times you've just gotten like 2s and 3s.
Yeah.
Like,
I get it.
Here's when I'll take an Uber. I'll order Uber Eats, and then it's too long, and I'll take an Uber to get the Uber Eats and intercept it midway, then take an Uber home from an Uber Eats delivery.
Can you drive me home?
I'll get Advil. It's $48 delivered to my house with My Way. I do.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I wanted to wrap up the show with something. Captain Felton tweeted us a theory that Connor McDavid, or the reason the Oilers are slow, is because of the weird intersection of the hockey season and the Big Brother season. I'll take it a step further and say, Lauren Kyle, noted Survivor fan, we connected the dots last week that if you're a Survivor fan, she must be a Big Brother fan. Her and Connor probably watch Big Brother together.
We need closure so we can move on with the season.
So I think Connor has been spending too much time watching the live feeds. Like, I'm envisioning him as like a real Big Brother sicko.
So you think he's just going to be on the ice tonight thinking, oh my God, who won Big Brother tonight?
Game ends.
Well, hopefully he can
He'll watch the Eastern feed. Yeah, before the game time.
Did he mention it when you had pizza the other night together?
So what if who he
Big
wants
Brother,
to
did
win
he-
doesn't win? And is he going to play bad?
Oh, he's gonna be mad, angry.
But-
What if
Either
Bowie
way-
Jane wins? Is that going to make him crazy?
Okay,
There's-
first off, because
There's
I want to.
zero situation where she does. Right?
I don't think she can talk her way out of it. She has won 3 HOHs,
Lauren Kyle?
Yep.
but like,
I'm sorry.
Matt needs to win this, and I hope he realizes he can't.
If he
bring
takes Jag, he's
Like,
walking
Jag is-
away from 3/4.
Jag,
They-
win or lose, he's
Dude,
in the
okay,
he's in the final
so-
two seed
so
because
the-
Bowie doesn't see the fact that Jag is a threat.
My take on this is that the relationship that they have at this point, they have had to have a moment before this final series of HOHs where they say, listen, like, if they have the wherewithal to understand that if they take each other to final two, it will exponentially grow the amount of money they can make after this show. As a tandem, they can do amazing race together. They can play on the
That is a very interesting perspective.
What is the other show? The Challenge.
Masked Singer.
All the Challenge and Amazing Races these days is contestants from previous shows like Survivor and Big Brother. Right now, if you watch a challenge, there's like 9 or 10 Big Brother people on there. Like Josh is the X-Men. So stick true to your game, because if one of you decides to take Bowie Jane and the other one doesn't, you will lose America and you will become less desirable for these other shows. You can legitimately make a career based on your decision.
Yeah, that's fair. Because it doesn't matter. If Matt's against Jag in the final, Jag's winning. Unless like everyone's salty and jury.
I think the interesting one, what Taylor said on the last episode when they interviewed her, the trump card is I saved him week 4. He's done out of the game. His game was so sloppy early. I had to save him.
It's huge trump card.
But the counterpoint to that is the reason why it went unanimous is because that part of the house knew he was going to use the power.
Yeah, fair. But he was still getting voted out.
How many? Yeah, this is a weird question, but like, does everybody know that Matt did that? Or is there still some people that are in the dark about who that mystery power was?
I think everyone in the jury knows.
Taylor didn't deserve to win last season.
No, she was a bad winner.
Yeah, she was a terrible
And then when she said, she was like, Bowie Jane would be looked at differently this year if she wasn't a woman. And I was like, nope.
It doesn't.
She's
Anyone who
man-
acts like that, I am.
Man or woman, she just has
She's won
not.
half the amount of comps everyone else has.
She has not done enough.
Yeah.
Like, if it comes down to Matt and Jag, I've always based my vote basically on like who dominates the game more. Matt's a lovable guy, man. That guy's going to have a career outside of this house, no matter what.
Yep.
He just will. Jag was by far the best competitor in this house this year.
Records.
But he was getting eliminated week 4 if it wasn't for Matt.
Totally.
But he came in, cleaned house. His resume.
If you get a second lifeline, right? Like so did Cameron, and he didn't do anything with it, right? Yeah. You have to do something. You have to pivot. Pivot. You have to pivot.
You know what? And again, if I had a vote, I'd vote for Jag. I just think it'll be way closer than you think.
You don't have a vote?
No, sadly, they wouldn't let me vote this year. I know, sucks. But like,
who do you think's gonna win America's Favorite House Guest?
It might be Blue, and it's gonna drive me nuts.
There's a part of me that feels like if I had to vote for everybody, it would be a vote for Cameron based on the fact that I don't understand why everybody disliked him in the house.
At least
so
he was entertaining to watch.
And everything they showed on the screen made me like the guy, like really like him.
Did you see the tweet someone sent us a couple weeks ago?
Oh boy.
Apparently he got like a super good edit. And he was like a piece of shit to all the women in the house and was like a creep.
Yeah.
Okay. Did not know that.
Yeah, I don't think he'll win America's Favorite.
Retracted. Yeah. Retract my statement if anything comes
just
out.
Why I said it because I know there are people listening.
No, totally.
America's house guest, I'm going to guess is Matt is going to win.
Yeah, Matt'll be. Yep.
America's favorite house guest.
Ask me, Chalmers.
Who do you think America's favorite?
R. Kelly.
Charles. Charles, we got a review a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah,
and it was all about you, and we read it on an episode. You weren't here. Do you want me to read it to you?
Sure. Are you going to be better at reading than I was, man? I put so much pressure on that one because I love country music. I was going to sing a bit and stuff. I lost my place like 4 or 5 times.
You were fine.
I started getting hot in here. Somebody turned up the oven in here, and I started getting sweaty.
You told him not to point at you.
God damn it! I got to get better at reading, or else I got to write it so that I like actually can read it word for word. I use like Cliff Notes.
I'll get better.
That's only my second one.
All right. So this review came in from JM, and it said, 5 stars. I was chom out, but then. Been listening since the first Laddie Schmid interview. At first, I was like, who is the guy who keeps talking about himself more than Schmid? But very quickly, I came to understand the Church of Chris K. Chalmers. I am officially part of #Chom Army. Don't worry,
Chom Army.
Don't worry, buddy. I made sure my hose was disconnected before the winter started.
Good boy.
I hope anyone claiming otherwise has good home insurance. Went on to give takes about everyone else, but you have a fan.
Love that.
There's a lot of reviews.
I absolutely love that guy. Chalm Army. How have I not thought about that yet? #Chalm Army.
Hashtag it up.
If you've got to keep it at 100, if you think that there's something out there that I should keep it 100 on, #Chalm Army. DM me.
Write it up in its entirety. He'll probably copy your homework and read it on the show.
Minimum 2,000 words.
Do my work for me.
I need to read it as I say it. I need you to write it in my voice. We have any new reviews?
Yep, 2 new ones.
Oh.
5 stars. Epic show. Feels like it might be Liam because they said epic, but it's from Daboose. Love the show, but hearing the blank blank ad read makes my ears bleed. Go Oilers. Fair. McMullet is in. Hey. 5 stars. Tough season start, but still great talk. You boys rock it every show, win or lose. Keep up the good work. Oilers will fix these mistakes and the bounces will start going our way. They have to.
The McMullet believes.
Yeah, he left that 6 days ago, so I'd be interested to know if he's still that optimistic.
Do you know what this feels like? It feels like when you play in a golf scramble and you're like, oh, we're going low. We're going to go low. Then you get to like the 4th hole and you've parred 2 and you start to go, things aren't working out. We're going to, you know what? We're going to start getting some bounces here. Then the 5th hole comes and you par it. And now you're going, okay. I feel like we're on like the 6th hole and we're only like 2 under right now. And it's like right now is the moment where if we don't turn it around, I saw some stat where like we'd have to go like to get 96 points. We'd have to have like a winning percentage.
We'd have to go 45 and 26. Just
750.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Crazy, man.
That's crazy, man.
All right.
What do you think about that, Big Milk?
It's not ideal.
No. Maybe,
Could be better.
Maybe they beat the Sharks tonight.
If we win or if we lose, what do we watch after the game? Who's doing the show tonight?
Go to bedtime.
Aaron and I are doing After Dark. You want in?
Do I want in? Yeah. Depends.
You Chalm in?
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see.
It's very cool.
Yeah. I gotta go. Man. I don't know. Okay.
Good show, boys.
Yeah, that's a wrap on this week's edition of Real Life. See you, everybody.
Go Sharks.